Have you ever felt like you were doing everything right? You were nice, respectful, available, and still she ghosted you, ignored your messages, or worse, said she just sees you as a friend. Here's the truth that no one tells you. The more you chase, the less you're wanted, and the more you try to prove your worth, the faster your value disappears in her eyes. But what if you could flip the script? What if, instead of trying to impress her, you made her curious about you? Instead of begging for attention, you let her earn yours? That's where Stoicism comes in. I'm not talking about being cold or emotionless. I'm talking carrying yourself with calm confidence, emotional self-control, and unshakable purpose, the way Marcus Aurelius or Epictetus would. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 Stoic guidelines that will change the way women respond to you. Without manipulation, without fake alpha tactics, and without pretending to be someone you're not. So if you're tired of chasing, tired of confusion, mixed signals, or getting left on read, keep watching. Because once you understand this Stoic mindset, you won't chase women ever again. They'll chase you. Alright, let's dive into Guideline 1. Master inner control and stop seeking validation. This might sound simple, but trust me, it's where 90% of men lose the game before they even begin. Let me ask you something. Have you ever texted a woman and she didn't reply, and you started spiraling? You checked your phone 20 times, you reread your message. You even asked yourself, did I say something wrong? And after hours, or maybe even minutes, you caved in and sent a follow-up text like, hey, just making sure you saw this. Sound familiar? Now let's pause here, because this right here is the moment where most men give away all their power. Why? Because in that moment, you're no longer leading, you're reacting. You're seeking her validation, her approval. You're basically saying, please respond so I know I'm enough. And women can feel that energy instantly. They may not say it out loud, but deep down something switches off. The respect drops, the attraction fades, because here's a hard truth. The moment you need her reaction to feel good about yourself, you've already lost control. Stoicism says, Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. That means you don't control whether she texts you back, but you do control how you feel about it. You control your energy, your mindset, and how you move forward. And this is where Stoicism becomes your superpower. When you live by inner standards, not external rewards, you stop being needy, you stop being reactive, and you start becoming magnetic. Mindset shift from approval seeking to self-validation. Let's reframe how you see communication with women. It's not a performance. You're not auditioning. You're not waiting to be chosen. You are the chooser. You're showing up with grounded confidence, offering your energy and seeing who's aligned with it. If she's into it, great. If not, cool. You move on, without resentment, without drama. That's power. That's Stoicism in action. Real-life example, the confident text. Let me give you an example of how this looks in practice. Scenario A, validation seeking. Hey, I was wondering if you wanted to hang out sometime. Maybe we can grab dinner if you're free. Now, that seems polite, right? But read it again carefully. You're waiting, you're asking, you're hoping she picks you. Scenario B, self-validated. I'm checking out this new place Friday night. Come with me if you're free. If not, all good. Boom. No pressure. You're leading with certainty. You're inviting, not pleading. And if she doesn't respond, you don't double text. You don't spiral. You move forward. You focus on your mission. You let her come to you or not. And here's the irony. When you don't chase, you often get chased, because nothing's more attractive than a man who doesn't need anything. Internal validation exercise. Let's make this real. Next time you're tempted to check your phone over and over again, pause. Ask yourself, am I doing this because I want to express myself or because I want her reaction to validate me? If it's the second one, stop. Put the phone down. Go do something that reminds you who you are. Hit the gym. Journal your thoughts. build your business, meditate, read something that strengthens your inner world. Because here's the truth, the more you validate yourself, the less you need anything from her, and the more powerfully she'll respond to you. Bottom line, women are intuitive. They sense energy. They feel it when you need something from them to feel good about yourself. But they also feel it when you're solid, grounded, and emotionally stable. That's the kind of energy that draws people in, because it's rare, because it's stoic. So remember, you control your mind, not her reply, not her attention, not her approval. When you lead with that calm certainty, you're no longer chasing, you're walking your path. And if someone joins you, that's a bonus, not the mission. Welcome to Guideline 2, Embrace the Power of Indifference. Now let me be clear, indifference doesn't mean you don't care about anything. It means you're not emotionally controlled by outcomes you can't control, especially when it comes to women. Let's face it, most guys fail not because they aren't good enough, but because they react too emotionally. A girl cancels a date. He takes it personally. She takes too long to reply. He spirals thinking he's being ghosted. She says, "I'm not ready for a relationship right now." He hears, "You're not enough." Here's the truth. The more emotionally invested you are in her reactions, the less power you have. And nothing kills attraction faster than a man who can't regulate his own emotions. Stoic insight, Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." That is the essence of this guideline. You can't control whether she likes you. You can't force chemistry. But you can control how you respond. That's where your real power is. Why emotional overreaction pushes her away. Let's break this down. When you overreact, whether it's excitement, jealousy, frustration, or even neediness, you're sending one clear signal: you have control over how I feel. And that's not attractive. It makes her feel like you're unstable, insecure, or too invested too early. But when you remain calm, when you shrug things off, move forward, stay composed, you signal something rare, emotional discipline, and that's sexy. Why? Because it shows her you're not desperate, you're selective, you're solid. Real life scenario, getting flaked on. Let's say you plan to meet a girl on Friday night. She texts you 2 hours before, "Hey, I'm so sorry. Something came up. Can we reschedule?" Now, what most guys do is reply with frustration. "Are you serious? Again?" Or worse, they try to reschedule instantly. "Yeah, sure. When are you free?" But here's the Stoic way. Take a breath, detach from the outcome, and reply like this: "All good. Take care." That's it. Short, polite, emotionally centered. You don't chase, you don't beg, you don't need closure, you just move. And guess what? That calm response will do more to build your value in her eyes than any long explanation or guilt trip ever could. Why indifference is so attractive? Think about the men women chase. Are they emotional wrecks? Are they reacting to every message? Are they waiting around for a reply? No, they're grounded. They're focused on their own mission, and that creates scarcity, which creates value. Indifference makes her wonder, why is he not reacting? Why doesn't he seem affected? Is he seeing someone else? Did I mess up? And suddenly, she's the one chasing. That's the power of Stoic indifference. Mini mindset shift exercise. Whenever something happens that triggers you emotionally, ask yourself, is this within my control? If it's not, let it go. If it is, take action, not emotion. Example, she doesn't reply for hours. Cool, you keep doing you. Go to the gym, work on your goals. Don't let your day revolve around her message. The key here is to protect your peace. Your peace is your power, and women are naturally drawn to men who can stay grounded, no matter what. Indifference versus arrogance. Quick disclaimer, indifference is not arrogance. You're not cold, you're not playing hard to get, you're just not emotionally dependent. That's the difference. You can still care, you can still be kind, you just don't let emotions dictate your behavior. You lead with intention, not reaction. One-liner to remember, a woman should enhance your peace, not become the reason you lose it. Read that again. If she's bringing chaos into your life, pulling you out of your frame or making you feel unworthy, you need to recenter yourself. Return to calm, return to clarity, return to you. Because when you stay in your power, you naturally attract people who respect that power. Real-world challenge for you. For the next 7 days, try this. No double texting, no emotional venting, no chasing after flaky energy. If she ghosts, let her go. If she comes back, great, on your terms. If not, even better, you stayed in control. You'll be amazed how much peace you feel, and ironically how much more respect you receive. Welcome to Guideline 3, Trigger Emotion, Not Logic. This one is huge. If you've ever found yourself explaining to a woman why you're a great guy, why you treat her better than the guy she's chasing, why you have a stable job, good values, and a clean haircut, only to watch her shrug, smile politely, or worse, friend-zone you, then this part is for you. Here's what most men don't get. Women don't fall in love through logic. They fall through feeling. You can list your resume all day long. You can talk about your 6-figure income, your gym gains, and your good intentions. But if she doesn't feel something when she's with you, you're just background noise. Logic doesn't spark desire. Let's break this down. A man might think, if I give her all the reasons why I'm a good choice, she'll see it. She'll pick me. But here's what's actually happening in her mind. Okay, sounds good on paper, but do I feel anything? And if the answer is no, that's it. You're out. Desire isn't a checklist. It's a spark. It's mystery. It's unpredictability. It's the emotional roller coaster she experiences around you. That's why women sometimes chase guys who are inconsistent, emotionally unavailable, or even toxic. Not because they want pain, but because those guys trigger feelings, even if they're chaotic. But what if you could trigger emotion without being toxic? What if you could create intrigue, fun, and energy, but still be grounded like a stoic? You can, and I'll show you how. Stop interviewing, start creating energy. Most men talk to women like they're applying for a job. So what do you do for work? Where are you from? What do you like to do for fun? Boring. You've become interviewer number 87 in her week. But you want to stand out? Speak in a way that pulls her in. Make her laugh. Make her wonder. Make her think, who is this guy? Here's how. Technique 1, use intriguing statements, not boring questions. Instead of, what do you do? Try, you strike me as the kind of woman who has a day job but secretly wants to be a painter in Italy. Am I close? Instead of, where are you from? Try, you give off just the right amount of trouble for someone who grew up in a small town. True or false? What's the difference? You're creating an emotionally charged moment. Now she's laughing, curious, engaged. You're not just making conversation, you're creating an experience. Technique 2, be playfully challenging. Here's a secret. Women are used to being complimented. They're used to guys trying to win them over. So when you challenge them playfully, you create tension, the good kind. Say things like, you look like you'd win an argument even when you're wrong. Dangerous combo. I bet you were the ringleader of chaos in high school. Don't lie. I can already tell you're either an amazing cook or your smoke alarm hates you. Now you flip the script. You're not chasing, you're inviting her into your world. You're showing confidence without arrogance. You're teasing, not pleasing. Technique 3, reveal slowly. Be a mystery, not an open book. Another huge mistake guys make, oversharing. First date, they're pouring their whole life story out. Their past, their pain, their purpose, all in 45 minutes. Why? Because they're trying to impress her with depth, but forgetting the power of mystery. Stoicism teaches us to be measured, intentional, and composed. So instead of dumping your story, drip it out. Let her ask, let her wonder. Leave her thinking, there's more to this guy than he's letting on. When a woman is curious about you, she's emotionally invested. And once she's emotionally invested, you don't need to ask for anything. She'll want to give it. Real life challenge. Flip one conversation this week. Try this. Next time you're talking to a woman, Instead of asking her 10 questions about her life, make 3 bold, playful statements about who you think she is. Something like, "You definitely seem like someone who sneaks dessert before dinner. You give me organized chaos energy. You plan everything but wing it anyway. You've got that don't mess with me, but I'm secretly soft vibe." That accurate. Watch how she lights up. Watch how she starts to chase the interaction. It is the interaction instead of just responding to it. Final Stoic reminder: don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Epictetus. You don't need to convince her. You don't need to argue your case. You just need to feel good in your skin, create energy, and let her feel something around you. Because in the end, women don't remember what you said. They remember how you made them feel. Welcome to Guideline 4, Make Her Want to Give. Now listen carefully, because this is where most men flip the wrong switch. See, most guys approach dating with one hidden mindset. How can I get something from her? Whether that's her time, her attention, affection, or validation, they're trying to take. But here's what happens when your energy screams, "I want something from you." She feels it. She pulls back. You chase harder, she pulls further, and you're stuck in a cycle that always ends with you asking yourself, what did I do wrong? But what if I told you there's a way to flip that entire dynamic? What if, instead of trying to take, you could create a reality where she wants to give you what you want, without even asking? That's the art, that's Stoic. And that's what we're unlocking in this guideline. The psychology of earning, not receiving. Here's the deal. People value what they earn, not what's handed to them. You ever notice that? If someone gives you something for free, no effort, no challenge, you don't appreciate it as much. But if you work for it, sacrifice for it, wait for it, suddenly it means everything. Same goes for women. When you shower her with compliments, give her all your time, make her your top priority from the start, without her having to earn any of it, she doesn't value it because she didn't work for it. She didn't work for it. She didn't invest in it. It was just handed over. Flip the frame from how can I get to how can she earn. Now, I'm not saying play games or be manipulative. This is about creating value and helping her recognize it. So instead of asking, how do I get her attention, ask what makes my attention worth earning. Because the truth is, your attention is valuable if you treat it that way. Real life example, reward effort, not existence. Let me paint the picture. Let's say you've been texting a girl for a few days. You're consistent, she replies, but barely. One-word answers, delayed responses, no enthusiasm. Now, most guys would double down. Hey, how's your day? Just thinking about you. Hope you're okay. Stop. That's the equivalent of giving a medal to someone who didn't show up to the race. Instead, try this. Pull back. Go silent. Let the energy die. Now, let's say 2 days later she reaches out. Hey, sorry, I've been busy. If you like her and want to engage, great, but do it with intentional energy. Something like, all good. I invest where there's effort. You're welcome to show up when you're ready. Simple, clear, respectful. And most importantly, you just signaled your energy is earned, not freely available. That's how you make her want to give. Use these 3 tools to activate her desire to give. Let's make this tactical. Here are 3 proven tools you can use starting today. 1. The reward system. Only reward the behavior you want more of. If she shows up, gives you attention, invests time, puts in effort, then reward her with yours. If she pulls away, you pull away too. Not to punish her, but to maintain your value. This creates a feedback loop where she understands, if I want his energy, I need to show up for it. 2. Implied scarcity. What's rare is valuable. Don't always be available. Don't always reply instantly. Don't always say yes. Create the vibe that your time and attention are earned access, not a birthright. Let her wonder where you are. Let her work around your schedule sometimes. Let her feel like your energy is a privilege, not a given. Because when something feels rare, we desire it more. Make it about her. Subconscious persuasion. Instead of asking directly for what you want, Plant an idea that makes her want to do it for you. Examples. Instead of, can you cook for me sometime? Say, you look like someone who throws down in the kitchen. Now I'm curious. Now she's thinking, wait, I want to prove that's true. Instead of, send me a picture, say, I bet you look amazing right now. Don't even deny it. Now she wants to show you. You're not requesting. You're inviting her into a moment where she chooses to give. Digix, non-attachment to outcome. All of this only works when you're not attached to the outcome. You're not doing it to manipulate. You're doing it because you value your own energy. And if someone shows up with effort, you're open. If not, you're unbothered. You are centered. You are calm. You are in control. And that, my friend, is the Stoic way. Real-world challenge. Practice selective energy. For the next 7 days, keep a promise to yourself. I will only give energy where energy is returned. Track it. Test it. You'll be shocked how fast people start showing up with more respect, more effort, and more curiosity about you. Because when you stop begging to receive, you start becoming the person they want to give to. Welcome to Guideline 5. Stop negotiating for attention and start leading with purpose. All right, let's get real for a second. Have you ever found yourself trying to convince a woman to like you? You text her more when she pulls away. You remind her of all the reasons why you're different. You lower your standards, agree to friendship, settle for scraps, just to stay close to her. It's exhausting, right? Here's the hard truth. The moment you start negotiating for attention, you've already lost your power. And I know that stings, but facing that truth is the first step toward flipping the script. Because Stoicism teaches us something powerful. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Epictetus. In other words, stop trying to convince her to see your value. Become the kind of man who doesn't have to explain it. Let's break this down. What is negotiating for attention? It's when you start making trade-offs that compromise your self-respect. You text first over and over just to stay on her radar. You accept flaky behavior and keep hoping it'll change. You agree to things you're not okay with just to stay in her life. That's not leadership. That's not attraction. That's you begging to be seen. And women don't respect that energy. What Stoic leadership looks like. So what does it mean to lead with purpose instead? It means you set the tone. You don't wait for signals, you don't chase breadcrumbs, you decide the direction and let people choose to come along or not. This isn't about being controlling. It's about having clarity and standards and not budging from them. Think of it like this. A king doesn't beg to be chosen. He doesn't argue for his throne. He walks like he owns the castle, and the right people follow. That's the mindset shift. Flip the frame from pick me to prove yourself. Ask yourself this, am I trying to prove myself to her, or is she proving she belongs in my life? Most guys are playing from the outside in. They're asking for permission to be wanted. But when you truly understand your worth, the game flips. You're no longer hoping to be picked. You're choosing who earns your energy. Real-life scenario. The friend zone trap. Let's talk about a classic one. The friend zone. You like her. She knows it. But instead of making a move, she says, I'm not ready, or let's just be friends. So what do? You stay. You keep showing up. You listen to her dating drama, hoping one day she'll see your worth. Bro, that day won't come, not because you're not worthy, but because you taught her that she can have your presence, attention, and emotional support without ever giving anything back. That's called negotiating for scraps, and a Stoic man doesn't do that. Instead, you pull back. You say, kindly but clearly, I value our connection, but I'm not available for friendship if I'm holding space for something deeper. Boom, that's not a threat, that's a boundary. And it puts you back in the seat of power, the one-strike rule. Let's talk about what I call the one-strike rule, a Stoic-inspired principle for dealing with flaky or inconsistent energy. If she pulls away once, mirror her energy. Don't chase, don't explain, don't overcorrect. to step back and observe. If she comes back with genuine energy, great, re-engage. But if she pulls away again, she's done. Period. Why? Because a woman who's truly interested will always show up. She'll make time. She'll match your effort. You don't need to keep trying harder to prove yourself. You just need to notice the signs and act accordingly. Stoic centering, lead yourself first. Let's zoom out for a second. The core of Stoicism is self-mastery. Before you can lead anyone else, you have to lead yourself. So ask, am I clear on what I want? Am I honoring my own standards? Am I showing up with integrity even when no one's watching? Because the moment you stop chasing external validation, you become grounded, magnetic, unshakable. That's what leadership looks like. Real-world challenge. Write your standards down. Here's something practical. Tonight, write down the top 5 standards you have in dating. How do you expect to be treated? What are your boundaries? What kind of energy do you not entertain? Then next time you interact with someone, check in. Am I upholding these standards or am I negotiating them for attention? You'll be shocked how much clarity and peace that brings. Final thought on leadership. Leadership doesn't mean domination, it means direction. It means showing up so grounded in who you are that others want to follow your lead. So stop convincing, stop proving, stop negotiating, start deciding, start leading. Start moving like a man who knows exactly where he's going. And trust me, when you walk with that kind of certainty, the right people won't need convincing. They'll come find you. And there you have it, 5 Stoic guidelines to help you get what you want from women effectively, without chasing, without games, and without losing yourself in the process. Let's recap real quick. Guideline 1, master your inner control, stop seeking validation. Guideline 2, embrace the power of indifference, stay grounded, not reactive. Guideline 3, speak to her feelings, not her logic, create emotion, not explanation. Guideline 4, make her want to give, not just take. Let her earn your energy. Guideline 5, stop negotiating. Start leading with quiet confidence and clear direction. If any of these hit home for you, good. That's a sign you're evolving. This isn't about manipulation. It's not about being cold or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about showing up with emotional discipline, self-respect, and purpose, just like the Stoics did centuries ago. Because once you lead yourself, you no longer chase approval. You naturally attract alignment. Now, if this video gave you something to think about, or even just gave you that little push to hold your standards higher, do me a small favor. Tap the like button. It helps this message reach more people who need to hear it. Subscribe if you want more content like this, because there's plenty more coming, and if you feel like it, drop a comment below and let me know which guideline resonated the most with you. I read everyone. Thanks again for being here. Seriously. The fact that you've watched this far tells me you're not like most men. You're ready to lead your own story. So stay grounded, stay focused, and remember, you don't need to chase, you just need to rise. Catch you in the next video.